Today, YTD royalty Hammond enters the arena with a cocky strut, presenting its newest chicken and waffles bar. But newcomers Stonewall Kitchen and Bixby will have a thing or two to say about who takes home the coveted acclaim. Turn up your speakers and settle in, because we have an epic battle right now on You Tried Dat. You Tried Dat. I'm Nick Novak, my pal Shane Hancock.
Howdy.
Nick Geiger.
Hey there.
Boys, I had
Yes.
we have work meetings. They suck, right?
Oh yeah.
Off
for a
the
work
worst.
Every
Had
of
one
them.
today.
Nothing good ever happens at those.
Nope.
Really.
So we get called to a meeting right before a break. We're gonna have some time off for this. Was back before the holidays, and so we're like, oh, why are they keeping us for this meeting at the end of the day? And so we enter the meeting space, and I don't pay attention. There's some people behind us that I've never seen before, right? And there's like enough people. There's few enough people in this building, and I know pretty much who everybody is.
Right.
60 people or so. So a boss starts talking, and then someone from the back, like this guy with the shaggy hair and like goofy beard, is like, "Hey, why are you making us do this?" And I'm like, "Who the hell is this guy?" And then somebody else, like further off in the corner that I couldn't see, is like, "Yeah, we shouldn't have to do this before a break." And I was like, "Oh shit!" And so then
some fucking skit coming on.
Yep.
Their
And so-
plans.
After I heard the second person, I'm like, God damn it! Why couldn't it just be the one lunatic who got it? So then the boss is like, "Well, I don't know, guys. I really think it's important." And they like kind of storm the stage, and
Mhm.
it is a 4-person improv group. And I'm like, "Fuck!"
Wah, wah.
Just what everyone wants to do at work. Just listen to semi-professional improv.
Right. And it's just, and the people, God love them for trying to make that their job, but they just, it's hard to make it funny. They
It isn't
weren't that funny.
Dana Carvey up there, you're saying?
Yeah, it's not like the Groundlings or something. It's just like some local, people who just do it as in their free time, like probably using this as practice.
Yeah.
So of course after they do some regular skits where they're like calling for somebody name so and so and like having people yell shit up. Then they called upon. They were like, "Oh, the boss says that we should bring up Noah," and like this guy Noah goes up to the front, and Noah is annoying as fuck. Like he's the guy that like probably would be the 5th member, like maybe of the like. But like isn't clever enough to do it. Like has the like personality for it, but is not clever. Like couldn't pull it off. So
And the lack of shame and dignity.
yes, correct. Yeah. And also nobody wants to fucking see him up there, but the boss who just like thinks he's funny. So their idea for this skit is they're gonna like have him talk through his week, tell us what happened this week, and then they're gonna like reenact the week in a funny way.
Okay.
But he's just like grabbing the mic, and they're like, "So then what did you do?" He's like, "Well, let me tell you what I did, Susan." And then just some like nonsense. And he's just like calling out like his couple of friends, like, and then I spent some time with Jeff. And then he like points to Jeff in the crowd.
Woo, yeah, Jeff!
Jeff!
Yeah!
Jeff's the
Get
best.
Jeff up there too!
So I think like some percentage of people there did enjoy like this thing and have fun, but man, it was fucking worse. I would have rather listened to like bullshit, like programming things that I wasn't going to use.
You
time.
just want like a 20 PowerPoint slide with a bunch of pyramids on it, and like that would be like more interesting.
Correct.
Synergy and like shit like
was
that.
there entertaining in like a car wreck way at least? Like where you're like, oh man, this is like I'm laughing but not with them kind of thing?
Mm.
There were, there's some parts you're like, how there's always like one funny guy that you're like, oh,
Yeah.
that one guy is kind of funny of the four.
Yeah,
Right.
because he makes
Like,
like a
when he-
funny face, or he's like kind of fat or something.
Yeah, and like
You know that one guy was hilarious because of how fat he is.
and he's slightly better. And improv's like they're not making jokes per se. They're just
Right.
like showing off like a cleverness, like
Yeah.
of what they can do in a situation. And Geiger, you said that you had something similar, right?
Yeah, we used to. So every year before our company was acquired, and it got way too big, we would have a week of meetings, and they used to do it twice a year. And then they moved it to like once a year because it got to be too big. But everyone in the entire company would be flown in to Chicago, and they would we'd have like quote unquote meetings all week, which were the most useless horse shit. Like, what do we think about leadership? And like just jack off bullshit, like team building activities and stuff. But then all night would just be us going out and getting hammered constantly. And so by the end of the week,
Here's what I think of leadership.
here's what I think leadership, pass me a shot. By the end of the week, everyone is dead inside. Like everyone's been up till 4 a.m. every night for 4 days, hungover. And that's the day that's an actual party. So like they rent out Northern Island, which is this big area in Chicago. They have a big tent, food and unlimited drinks and everything, and music and volleyball courts and all this kind of stuff you can do stuff with. But it always starts with like a State of the Union speech from like our CEO, and they would do maybe like an hour and a half of talking, and then release us to just fuck around. So we are all just milling around, bloodshot eyes. I looked down at my breakfast plate at one point after talking to somebody, and they're like, "Oh, that's a hell of a breakfast." Well, I looked down and I just had 2 inches of bacon on my plate. I hadn't even realized. Like, I was just like slopping stuff onto my plate. We're all sitting there, and all the we all have different like lanyards on to make sure that people know that like we could get in. You had different lanyards based on how many years you had been there and stuff. And there's all like, and we're all sitting at these little tables.
Wow, status lanyards.
Yeah,
Wow.
I know.
Yeah.
How prestigious.
And it's the most corporate.
Oh, you
bullshit
got
of all
that
time.
purple lanyard? Well done,
Oh,
dude.
Fuck,
You
you
know,
sit
stuff
with
like
the
that.
news. Yeah. Well done, dude. Who's that's cool, dude. Is that lunch
For
lady
Ron
there?
John's surf shop.
So there's all of a sudden these like kids start sitting at our table. Like, and I say kids like they were probably like 18, 19. They looked very, very young. And I looked and they had like intern lanyards. I'm like, oh, I didn't think anything of it at first. Then I looked around and there was like 30 of them. And I'm like, did we just hire a bunch of interns and bring them out today? Like, this is a weird day to start the internship.
Or are you about to witness the coolest flash mob of all time?
You
where
got
we
it.
just
So-
gets up and starts dancing?
So like all of a sudden, like our CEO says like, so, and all, or no, somebody, and he was like part of his speech he got to, and he stopped and was like, what was that? And then like somebody yells like, ah! And they all just jump up and start like teen wolfing around the fucking room. And like, and it's like, we're all like, what? Like I'm looking up all groggy at that. And like, I look over and one of my best friends at a different table and he's eating breakfast. He's just like shoveling eggs in his mouth. And this lady at his table, like, starts like doing jumping jacks right in front of him, and he goes, "Whoa!" And like his like food goes flying, and I could not stop. I were like, "What in the fuck?" And like all we could talk about the rest of the day is like, how much money did they spend on that could have just went to our bonuses or something? Like again, like split amongst all of us, it would probably be a nickel a piece or whatever. But still, it was just like,
Or just
what?
giving you like another 2 inches of bacon instead.
Exactly.
Money on that.
So they all they all go to the center and they all start like doing this like coordinated like hip hop pop and lock or whatever, and it's like they're doing these intricate hip hop dance moves to a group of like a sea of like 50-year-old software engineers, like knowing them like, huh? It's like, is that the mashed potato? Like they don't know what the fuck's going on.
Did they have on the right color lanyards?
They had the intern color lanyards on, and then like the lady that organized it, who was fucking noxious. She was our old office manager that thought she was like Bill Gates, like, and she would walk around and go like, "Did you think they were interns?" I'm like, "Stop talking to me. Like, I don't want to."
Yeah, you fooled me, bitch.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. I also don't know everyone that works. Like, I don't care. I'm like,
Well, that one had a fucking bandana on a gold chain, so I was pretty sure he didn't work here.
I thought it was weird he wore a leotard on his first day, but okay. So, Chad, I'm sure your company has done embarrassing corporate things before, but
I mean, we do that. I don't know. We're so big that it's anything like that happens at like the local level or whatever. There's definitely been times where like they get up as like a year end thing, kind of like, and like somebody's like, all right, now we're gonna, they like sing a song or whatever, or there'll be like a team meeting and like with like 200 people, and sub team has like put together like a goofy promotional video,
Mhm.
and it'll be like a bunch of people like lip syncing and dancing, or like they've changed the words a little bit, so that it's just like they changed the words to a popular song to be like corporate speak kind of like lingo words, and it's so like cringe inducing, to watch. I hate that shit. But
I like big profits and I cannot lie.
My dividends, ride 'em. Oh, Jesus. And their flash mobs are swiveling their hips in their face. You gotta lick it. The quarterly earnings. But there was, we used to.
Wait till you see my stock. Hey, bitch. I'm going to raise those prices up.
You had some good earnings. But you say it's just a trend. No, so we had... They've done several things like this now, and then I'm at this bigger company, like that are just baffling and horribly unfunny. It's like, I don't know if you just lose all sense of humor when you get to a position of power, but like they've done the same thing. Like you said, we have like an intercompany band that just plays like cover songs for like 15 minutes to kick off call. And I'm like, can I go? Like what? I've heard Wonderwall played much better before. Like I don't need, or like, then there's like one where they commissioned somebody to do, it was like an ongoing runner throughout the meeting that we would cut to. And it was like a cartoon that involved the executives of my company that were in the cartoon interacting with people doing Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt impressions and they were incorporated into the movie Seven. I'm not making this up. It was like a fever dream. I'm like, what in the fuck is this? And then the last one they did, I think the conference that they were
like
recording,
a hidden camera of you at work, like over the top of a cubicle, and they're talking about gluttony. You're like, hey, what the fuck?
And sloth at the same time. That guy just fucking eats bacon all day. The last one they did, the conference they were doing it from was Vegas, and so they hired a Zach Galifianakis impersonator dressed like the guy from Due Date. And he was just walking around like, as people come in, like, hey, how's it going, Paul? Paul, you from marketing? Okay. Yeah, I'm not. And he like wiggle his belly. Like, this is not funny. That also, what does Due Date have to do with that? Like, when I think of Zach Galifianakis, I don't think of the movie Due Date.
Right. Did he at least look like Galifianakis at all?
He definitely looked like Zach Galifianakis.
I actually remember that reminded me one time they did... they sent, when I used to be in the sales department, and the like head of sales sent out like a video to like the whole department. It's like probably 20,000 people, or maybe, well, not that many, maybe like 10,000 people or something like that. Like a lot of people sent out this parody video that they made. It was like one of the VPs as Alec Baldwin in was it Glenn Ross, where he does the like always be closing speech,
right? And
he was like doing that, but like with some substituted words in there, but with like the fucks and like you need to be fucking what, like all that sort of stuff, and like sent out this video and so they sent this email out, and I watched it and I was like, oh my god. And then literally within 10 minutes there was a follow-up video like, we apologize for the inappropriate language, we didn't think about the sensitive, like sorry to everyone. And like, yeah, I was cracking. I was like, you fucking idiots, like what did you think was gonna happen sending that video?
There was some guy that used to work for it. He was a lawyer, and he thought he was like, kind of reminded me what said Novak about the zany guy, and he thought he was funny. Like at our Christmas talent show they did every year, he did a rap about the people in our company, which was horrible, and he mispronounced half their names. But he sent out we have an intercompany fantasy football league, and so I think he thought it was a fantasy football related email, so he wasn't still at work, and sent out some like this. The league has got like 75 people, and there's like women and bosses and stuff in there, and he sent some like meme out like suck my balls or something like that, and I'm like dying laughing. And they're like, we have to talk to I shouldn't say his name. We have to talk to Nick Geiger about this. It was me, guys.
My like 3 bosses did a parody video too. They did it for Human Centipede. And they, like, ass to mouth. Look at the quarterly earnings for sure.
Your job talks about quarterly earnings? I'm really confused how that works.
Oh, you know my job. There are no quarterly earnings.
There.
The main reason I don't like this dude, like I refer to this guy regularly as Friday's waiter, like on the loose, like from happy hour.
Pieces of flair or whatever from Office Space, like that guy, yeah.
And he does nothing. He's never called me by. Every time he passes me, it's Chief, big guy, like names like that, and I can't fucking stand that.
Yeah. Hate it. It's the worst.
All right, big guys, let's do this.
Okay, Chief.
I was just about to say, Novak, enjoy the rest of this podcast, because if you don't like
it, I don't like it from him. Okay.
Yeah, if you say so, big guy.
I just wish my wife would call me big guy once in a while.
All right, 3 snacks, 5-point scale. Love that,
my penis
like
size.
that, indifferent to that, dislike that, and hate that. Let's start with
Chad
the
gets
Bixby. Bixby chocolate, blueberry, sea salt, cashew, dark chocolate. A lot of words to this. We've never had a Bixby product. Where did this come from?
All 3 of the things that we have today are courtesy of my sister Becky. Thank you, Becky. Shout out, Becky.
Thanks, Becky.
Did she go to Maine?
Yes, she
went
made
in Maine on the back.
She visited the upper Northeast. I don't know if it was. I think she visited a couple states up there, like New Hampshire and Maine, and got us a number of snacks. So
this has a dark chocolate smell.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. But
Strong.
I'm a little worried about the blueberry. I'm not a big blueberry guy.
Are you allergic to cashews, Geiger?
No.
Ah.
I'm actually allergic to none of the. I think I'm not. I might be on blueberries. Actually, we'll find out. Oh, this is way harder
Bixby
than I thought.
bar is handcrafted with real fruits, nuts, and engulfed in ethically sourced chocolate. Think of it as real Maine goodness. All right.
I was expecting it to be a lot softer than it is.
It is vegan, gluten-free, non-GMO, DE, whatever that means. Is that kosher? I don't know.
About the size of a Milky Way.
Do you think the abbreviation for kosher is DE?
No, the logo has a K in it when you look at it. That's why I didn't know.
Oh.
And then on the front it says whippersnapper. Is that like what this particular bar is? I don't get how that belongs with the name. There's so many words on the front.
It is
so many words. Why are you making me read?
I don't want no short stock portfolio man.
I like how almost all of our, like, I'm in these meetings, but yet all of our references are horribly non-accurate. Like, short stock portfolio, that's what they talk about. EBITDA.
All right. Paradigm. Geiger.
The movie Due Date.
The Bixby bar.
This is tough. The consistency of this bar is weird. I'm just going to say it. I don't know if it's because it's vegan and dairy or gluten-free, I mean, or whatever, but something about it. I thought it would be chocolate, and it seems like crunchy in the middle. I don't know what that's from. I also...
Cashew?
I guess. Probably the salt, actually. But I don't notice much cashew or much cashew flavor. I notice chocolate with an occasional tart blueberry in there. That being said, I think it's actually kind of tasty. The dark chocolate isn't overly bitter. I know you guys don't like dark chocolate. I do. But I would think, maybe I'm guessing or projecting, but you wouldn't find this dark chocolate as bad as some others we've had. I give this like that. I actually kind of like it. I wish the middle was like more soft or candy bar-ish, but that's really my main. And I wish the cashews were a little more like bigger and more noticeable, but I like the little hit of salt and I like the blueberries in there.
Does yours have a $3.99 tag on it? That's way too fucking much to spend on this.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Wow, Becky.
Chad,
Wow, Becky's quarterly earnings are up this month.
Big bucks, Becky.
Her expenditures are high.
I don't like this. You're right, Geiger. The dark chocolate is not too dark or bitter, but it is still a little too dark for my palate. I thought this was going to be softer. I wish it was softer. It's like really biting into it to get through it. The consistency is just kind of like weirdly hard. I don't really taste the blueberries. I wanted to actually taste the blueberries there. And cashew itself is not a nut that I really care about. So kind of nothing here working for me with this bar. It's a dislike that.
I think I'm kind of in between you. The cross section on front is not accurate. I don't know if they're just trying to show that those things are inside the bar. The bar is too hard. It needs to be a little softer. It just tastes like a dark chocolate like bar.
Yeah.
And like not the finest version of it. It just is really middle of the road to me. I'm going to give it an indifferent to that. So we're a bit spread out here, a like, an indifferent, and a dislike. Let's go next to the Stonewall Kitchen Blueberry Honey Waffle Cookie. So it's basically a stroopwafel called Waffle Cookie.
We did try a stroopwafel once before, but
It
was not a blueberry flavor.
Stroopwafels have become popular in my house, not by me, but by my wife and kids who love to like leave them sit on top of my wife for coffee and the kids like their tea or hot chocolate, and then let it warm up and eat it.
Your wife likes to do runs and stuff. Is it? I think when we first talked about stroopwafels, they were like a runner snack, right? All right, because you can get like a hit of energy.
I think they make versions of it, or like it's popular in the running community.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little copy on here. We want to say danke to the Dutch for introducing us to the stroopwafel, a 19th century treat featuring thin waffle cookies sandwiched together with a gooey caramel filling. For our modern take on this classic, we've blended blueberry syrup with honey to create a sweet, satisfying snack.
It even tells you to warm yours atop coffee or tea on the package, so they must be leaning into that predilection.
Well, good thing we followed the directions.
I do have some coffee here.
All right,
What are you waiting
Chad,
for?
what do you think of it?
It's all right. I actually can see where this would be pretty good, warmed up. Make it like sort of a little bit softer, probably a little more chewy, give it a better mouthfeel. Plus, I'll bet it gets complemented really well by something like coffee or tea or something like that. I like honey. I like, I wish there was a little bit more blueberry flavor again here with this one, just like the last one. The blueberry is pretty subtle, but I actually think this is fairly tasty. I'm going to give it a like that.
I feel like I've had a negative-ish start to the year here.
Yeah,
This is not for me. I don't like the design and consistency of this. I just don't think it's tasty at all. Again, heated up, I suppose, slightly better, maybe. But this is just not a product for me. I'm not a hot liquid drinker, right? I'll drink tea on occasion, hot chocolate in the winter, but I don't wake up to coffee.
Right.
So not really my thing. I'm going to give this a dislike that.
Wow.
Geiger, what do you think?
Dark web, hot or not liquids.
There's some margins in this house.
Seamless. That's so bad.
Move, product. Get out the warehouse. Get out the warehouse, product.
Ooh, an inventory wrap. I like that.
That's for my blue collar buddy.
The stock market crashes. No, I've sang that song enough on this podcast. Also, most companies don't come out and talk about the stock market crashing. Like it says their job, I guess. We're all gonna die. I kind of would know. Like, I don't my problem with this, actually, Chad, you said it, is that there's no blueberry really. It's almost like you get a little of the blueberry on the aftertaste, but there's nothing when you're eating it, and that just makes it honey only, and it kind of not a big honey guy, especially for something this big. It's a lot. It's very, very sweet to eat this whole thing like I just did for no reason. I also, and I know
I ate this whole thing, but it's bad. Just like that.
I also, this is probably just the way these things are, but every time I eat one of these, I wish it was like crunchier, and maybe that's just me. But I just like the soft, like kind of crumbly cookie just feels like mealy in my mouth. I don't really like that. So it doesn't taste bad. Obviously, I ate a whole coaster sized piece of it. I will give it a indifferent, but it's not anything I'd ever reach for.
Okay. Again, we are spread out with a like, an indifferent, and a dislike. So not a lot of agreement today, except that my fixed cost brings all the boys to the yard. That's the only thing I agree.
Y'all gonna make me lose my quota up in there, up in there.
All right, it is segment time. Chad.
Chat YTD.
I don't know
What?
if you guys heard that.
Nope.
All right, let's play it again.
Chat YTD.
This is
Chat
time
YTD.
for Chat YTD.
Oh, nice.
This is the segment where we see if chatbot, Chat GPT can design our segments better than we can ourselves. So I pulled a couple of our classic segments, put some prompts into Chat GPT to come up with some of the scenarios from our segments, and you guys will have to go through. And anyways, let's get started. So first one here. Also, there's a lot of sound effects here today, guys. So here's the first one.
Flash
All
mob
right.
into this.
Weird science. So we're going to do weird science. I asked ChatGPT to come up with a strange and bizarre science experiment. The two of you have to decide whether you're going to invest between $1,000 and $10,000 into this experiment. You have to invest at least $1,000, as we know. Here is the experiment that ChatGPT came up with: the pillowcase paradox. In a quest to understand the interdimensional properties of bedtime, a group of scientists initiated the pillowcase paradox. Armed with oversized pillowcases, they attempted to fold space and time by transforming pillowcases into makeshift portals. Results included occasional pillow fights with alternate reality versions of themselves, and one particularly confused lab assistant who accidentally discovered the universe's secret stash of missing socks. Novak, we will start with you. How much money do you want to invest into the pillowcase paradox?
Again, we could never. Chat GPT never fails to give us pornographic material, and now it's slowly starting off with a pillow fight. Right? So this particular pornographic setup, where we're gonna have a group of horny housewives trying to bend space and time.
It's scientists. I guess housewives can be scientists too, but
right. So I'm gonna say this. There's some application here, right? If they're able to make a wormhole through the fabric of time
and find all
helpful.
The socks that you nutted into thinking about housewives having a pillow fight.
Right. So I'm going to go middle of the road with 5K.
5K. Geiger, what do you think?
You just want to watch these scientists get stuffed in all wormholes. That was really gross. So I always come back to what's the practical application of this, and I'm never quite sure. I'm not quite sure. I mean, obviously, dream study is
time travel
through your pillow,
socks
and socks. I look. I'm not a dreamer. I'm not a visionary. I'm CEO that could hire flash mobs and appropriately apply them to company parties. So I'm just going to go $2,000. I don't know if I could do proper justice.
You're not a dreamer if you can't see the fucking vision in this.
All right, moving on to the next one. This is a new one, a new segment to Chat YTD. I hadn't done this one with Chat GPT before, but that's hotlines, hottest hotlines. So I had it come up with a fake 1-900 hotline. You have to decide if you're going to listen to it for 1 to 10 minutes. I didn't have time to actually like put together.
Hello, brother.
I was gonna have it.
You
try
are
to
Hulk Rogan.
I was gonna try to spend some time to like actually record the audio so I could play it for you guys and stuff, but I didn't have time to do that. So I'm just gonna read what it has to say. It says, "Hey there, thrill seekers! Introducing the Bizarre Boredom Buster Hotline. Ready for a wild ride of weirdness? Dial 1-900-WEIRD-BUD and let the peculiar party begin." And then ChatGPT puts in brackets for this next part, robotic voice. Press 1 to hear a chicken tell you its life story. Press 2 to get motivational speeches from a sock puppet. Press 3 to receive questionable advice from a fortune cookie. For just $4.99 per minute, speed up your life with the unexpected. Call 1-900-WEIRD-BUD now. Operators are standing by, probably wearing clown shoes. And then it has a clown emoji at the end. So, Geiger, how do you want to do 1 to 10 minutes on this fantastic?
ChatGPT has the munchies right now. That's fucking what?
I've got a sock puppet on, brother. I call him the stranger.
I like to cook this sock, brother.
Hey, brother. I'm wearing clown shoes. I'm going to take them off. Fill them with your cum.
Jesus. So what was the first one you got to tell a chicken tell you? I'd like to hear
a chicken tells you its life story, or you get motivational speeches from a sock puppet.
This is better than some of the hotlines we've heard, honestly.
It is.
Yeah.
This is better than like creep phone or whatever.
I would, on a scale of 1 to infinite minutes talking to Grandpa Munster, I will probably say this would. I'd talk this for like. I'd give it a solid 5 minutes. I want to hear the chicken story at least because it sounds appropriately goofy enough that it might be just kind of unhinged and funny.
Okay. No background.
This is one that sounds like it could be real, right? Like when you, if you had never listened to any of the ones we've listened to, it wouldn't. But like when you see all the shit that they made, like insult hotline and stuff, like that, this could exist. But it still doesn't sound that great. I'm going to give it 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Okay. All right. Next one. Hacks. So I had to come up with a hack, and as we know, we rate these. It's a 1 to 10 scale of 1 to 10 hacks or 1 to 10 whacks. You can go either way. We know that the rating scale is clear.
Never changes
for this one. Here's the hack it came up with. Tired of stale chips ruining your munching experience? Yeah. No bag clips handy? Simply use a hair straightener to seal the open chip bag. Achieve airtight freshness in seconds and enjoy your crisps as if they were just opened. The crispy chip clip is your new kitchen companion. Novak, what do you think about this hack to keep your chips fresh?
So I'm a little confused if I'm keeping the straightener on or if I'm using the heat from the straightener to like remeld the plastic together.
That's a great question. They don't clarify.
Because if that works, it's better than any of the hacks that we've ever heard. Still seems like a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really have a stale chip issue.
Right.
So I'm going to give this 3 whacks.
Okay, but you gave it 3 whacks, but I'd like to remind you the rating scale is simply just hack or whack. There's only 2 options here. Hack or whack is the rating scale. So you got to pick one of those 2.
Go ahead.
Whack.
Okay, Geiger.
Yeah, I don't have a stale chip problem mostly because I never have leftover chips afterward.
Can't get stale in 10 minutes.
To get stale from the bottom of the bag to my mouth directly on the journey 2 inches forward.
Mhm.
I mean, I think it definitely probably is remelding the bag, and that actually probably might work if you don't mind melting plastic constantly.
Right? Aren't you like the smoke and shit from like burning
Yeah.
plastic is toxic?
And also, like, when I'm done with a bag of chips, I don't have 10 minutes to wait around for a curling iron to get hot, or I don't know how long it takes, but
you're gonna eat the chips in the time it takes.
yeah, exactly right. So I'll give this one 3 koshers.
3 koshers. Okay, great. Good rating. Okay, more sound effects here. Okay. They're dancing, everyone. It's very funny. There you go. That's enough of that. Okay, worst jobs. You got two jobs here. You got to decide which of these you would rather do.
Mhm.
Here are the jobs. First, professional toenail tickler. Tasked with tickling the toenails of clients to ensure they stay perfectly groomed and fungus-free, requires an unusual combination of pedicure skills and a high tolerance for awkward giggles. Second job, smell tester for landfills. Responsible for evaluating the intensity and variety of odors emanating from landfills. This nose-on-duty role involves sniffing through heaps of garbage to classify and rate different stenches, all while enduring the unpleasant atmosphere. Geiger, which of these 2 jobs do you want to do?
Ooh, yeah, I picked this out. A couple of winners. I'm confused as to how tickling someone's toenail cleans the fungus. I'm not quite understanding.
Maybe you're scraping it off.
I mean, so it sounds like I just do pedicures, which I don't know how to do, and people's feet are nasty. However, not as nasty as sitting out there in a 90-degree day smelling like rotting food and dirty diapers and cum-filled socks and burnt up chip bags that have been recrimped 16 times. So I would probably, you know, one of my sisters does nails and pedicures and stuff. And I mean, I'm sure she's seen some funky feet. I would think you'd get used to that. Now the tickling part is a little weird. Like
no, why? What's weird about tickling a rando's feet?
You tick? Well, you're not. You're tickling their toenail.
Well, they signed up for
how
it.
that works. That's true.
It's not like you're a secret tickler.
Well, right, but look, I think
surprise tickle.
I think the Venn diagram of people that sign up to get their toenails tickled and people that are fucking creepy and disgusting is pretty much one circle. So that part is probably kind of weird.
Press 7 to get your toenails tickled, brother.
I'm gonna tickle your toenails in the back of my throat, brother. I will still do that.
Dear
though.
Lord.
You suck on their feet. Didn't get it?
Deep throating my toe?
Yeah. Oh, that makes more sense than tickling it? Or less sense, I should say.
All right, Novak,
yeah,
do you agree?
some people like are crazy about like thinking feet are gross. Like they don't want to touch a foot or anything. I don't like touching feet, but it wouldn't be gross to me. What
Sounds
would
like
be
you're
gross?
eager to touch feet.
I didn't know Novak had a foot fetish.
This is the nicest way I can tell you how much I'm into feet. And it seems to be a lot better than catching whatever diseases and sicknesses I will catch from wandering around a landfill.
Smelling used syringes and shit.
You and all the buzzards. Yeah, that'll be fun.
So
Okay.
yeah, toe tickling.
Okay, next segment, sweet or crazy. So I'm going to tell you an unrequited love story, and you have to tell me if this is sweet or crazy. Meet Susan, an amateur beekeeper with a buzzing heart for her hive. She developed an unrequited love for the queen bee, who ruled the colony with royal grace. Susan would dress in full beekeeping gear, complete with a tiara, hoping to impress her royal crush. She composed honey-sweet poetry and performed elaborate bee-themed dances. But the queen bee was unimpressed. One day, Susan even organized a bee ball with flower petal decorations. Sadly, the queen bee just flew away, uninterested in Susan's romantic gestures. Novak, what do you think about this woman that wants to fuck a bee, sweet or crazy?
I was about to say, is this a real bee? So this is the actual bee, as in the way
I
they
think so.
express it.
I think, yeah, I
Okay.
think it's supposed to be. It's not like Beyonce, right? The queen bee or whatever.
Beyonce.
Yeah, maybe that's what she named her.
I mean, she's at least shooting her shot high at the queen bee, right? If you're gonna go
Yeah,
for
she
a
ain't
bee,
going for them worker bees. Fuck that.
right? But apparently shot it too high because the queen bee was not interested.
Mhm.
I still think that wanting to fuck a bee seems crazy.
Yeah, I don't know why you'd think that, but okay. Nagagger, do you agree?
How long do you think she practiced her 3-pointer for the b-ball? Oh, wait. Yeah, look, I think there is, I mean, there's animal lovers out there, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Literally lovers, I suppose. I think there'd be certain health risks of stuffing a bee between your legs. Let's just be honest. You might get stung. That bee might have like unhealthful pollen that'll cause, infections or something. It's a fucking bee. It's kind of
Unhelpful
weird.
pollen?
I don't know. Like, if I had like pollen jammed in my urethra or something, that might be bad for me.
Yeah, but
I don't know, Novak. I haven't fucked a bee.
If a bee is flying into my urethra, the last
Yeah.
thing I'm worried about is pollen that it might
Yeah.
be holding.
God, the pollen! The pollen! Get it out!
I could feel it injecting its white hot pollen inside me. Well, because I don't want it like mixing with my semen and creating like a half bee, half human. That's kind
There
of
was also
my
nothing
problem.
in this about fucking the bee. We just added all that. I think she just-
Well, it's sweet or crazy. It's a romantic thing, right?
I mean,
Sweeter.
maybe she just wanted, she just wanted to like, it was like a platonic friendship with the bee to try to get unlimited honey or something,
Right.
that could have been it.
That could be it too.
Or she wanted to fuck the bee.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. It's sweet.
All right. Great. Okay. Maybe this is the right one.
Oh, this is that's
Yeah.
it. You found it.
There it is. Okay. All right. This is pickup lines. I asked Chat GPT to come up with 3 pickup lines. Now, I don't
Hold on.
know.
Where's your sunglasses? I don't
Oh.
know.
There you go. I thought about bringing down sunglasses. But I forgot. Now, I don't know if you guys remember last time, the pickup lines were like a little bit aggro.
Yeah.
And, well, let's just see if the algorithm has improved or not. Here's the first one. Hey, girl. Do you have a sunburn? Are you always this hot? Either way, I hope your insurance covers fire damage because you're burning up the room. Geiger, on a 1 to 10 scale.
Ooh.
Well.
1 to 10, how likely are you to use this
Well,
pickup line?
the only inherent problem with this one is that it's got 2 phases. So, like, if you get that first phase and you're already getting slapped, you're like, I hope you have fire. Like, she's like decking you in the face already. Or you're
The second line of like sort of shows you didn't like feel good enough about your first line,
right.
like to make sense.
You brought like an alternate with you.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's look, I think usually when we have a hard time with these pickup lines, like this is irretrievably corny, but it's not like creepy or, like gross or, disgusting or anything. So, it basically, like, this is probably a pickup line that Noah from your work or whatever has used before. He has no fucking self-awareness. So I'd give it like a 4. This one's terrible. It's not good. It won't work, but it's not like gross.
Might work. No,
It might work.
Yeah, it sounds very robotic is the problem. Like you
Yeah.
can't read it without sounding like an incel.
It's,
Like,
you might sound like you're an AI chatbot, maybe. Could that be it?
Are you a bee? Because I'd like your pollen in my urethra.
I'm gonna give it a 3.
Okay. All right, the next one. Hey, baby. Do you have a Band-Aid? Because I just scraped my knee falling for somebody who probably won't appreciate it anyway. Novak?
Wow.
What?
Talk about incel. That's pretty. Jesus.
Negging this one.
Spoiler, the algorithm has not gotten better.
You inconsiderate piece of shit. Let's go on a date.
I do like the ending. It's a real twist ending.
It's definitely the Sixth Sense of pickup lines.
I feel like I can't finish this off without then just walking away. And then
Here's
like
my number!
looking over my shoulder and maybe she follows me, right? Like that
Yeah.
seems like to be the
Yeah.
plan here. So I'm gonna give it a 5.
5. Gagger.
Do you have a Band-Aid? Because I fell down from seeing you and you don't give a shit about me?
Yeah, more or less.
Okay.
I think you got it.
Man, is Chat AI just having Chat GPT just having a really bad day?
Yeah,
Like,
I think it got...
just got turned down by a TI 34 calculator or something?
It's a real
Right,
question.
yeah.
If you scrape your knee, would you put a Band-Aid on it?
No,
I mean, if it's like bleeding like crazy, but
I'm
otherwise,
not
no.
5.
That's when you're putting a Band-Aid on it when it's bleeding like crazy.
Yeah. Blood's gushing everywhere.
I need another.
When I'm passing out. Just put another Band-Aid on it.
I'm like the people like putting bubble gum in the sides of like a leaky submarine. That's like me with Band-Aids on my knee.
I don't know. This one, it's very weird at the end. It's kind of funny. I think if I saw someone else do it to somebody, it'd be hilarious. Because
Yeah.
you'd be like reading their face, they're just like frowning and you don't give a shit anyway. Just like walk away. Like depending on the delivery, it could be kind of funny. I'll give it a 6. I think depending on how you deliver it, it could be worth it.
All right, how about this last one?
Mhm.
Hey, girl. Are you a parking ticket? Because you've got fine written all over you. And just like a parking ticket, I'd love to ignore you for as long as possible.
What the fuck? ChatGPT needs to know when to stop in the pickup line. It's not.
I couldn't get it out.
First of all, why are you ignoring a parking ticket? That's not what you want to do. Second of all, hey girl, I want to ignore you for months. All right, cool. Again,
Yeah.
it's funny because we know it's a bad pickup line, but in an actual application, it would make no fucking sense. It wouldn't be funny to them. It would be mind-bogglingly weird. Like the first half actually
You
sounds
don't
like
think there's any girls that would find that funny? Like that sort
Yeah.
of like twist at the end?
maybe. I think that like the part of the problem with these pickup lines is that you maybe have like 2 seconds before they're like out if you're going to use a pickup line.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
taking up 5 minutes telling them these stories. Well, maybe not. But so I think the first part of it sounds like something that's probably already been used. You have fine written all over you. That's kind of
Yeah.
clever. It's corny as shit, but like that sounds like a pickup line that's been out there. The second part, definitely a whole new level. I'll give it another 6. It's kind of funny.
Wow.
I warmed up to me. I just don't think they might laugh. I guess if the point is to make them laugh, it made me laugh. So
Okay.
maybe I'm easy though.
Novak, you agree that's a good
this
one?
could definitely work on someone
Mhm.
if you looked like Chris Hemsworth.
Right. Which
If
we
you
do.
look
The three
like
of us do.
Yeah.
if you look like us,
You mean Chris Hemsworth? 3 Chris Hemsworths.
If you look like Chris Christie, it probably won't work.
We're more Chris Christie and less Chris Hemsworth.
what are we closer to? I sadly do not want the answer to that question.
Hey girl, do I look more like Chris Hemsworth than Chris Christie?
So, I'm gonna give it a 4.
4. Okay. All right. Moving on to 2 more here. Next one, Craigslist missed encounters. Okay, came up with a fake missed encounters post. You have to decide if this is romance or no chance. The title here, Lost in the Lumber Aisle, Home Depot Hottie. Now, I just a reminder, you guys, Chat YTD is not horny.
Nope.
It told me that it will not do horny things. Here we
It
go.
already started with lumber.
Hey, you, the stud with the sawdust-covered boots at Home Depot last Tuesday.
Good start.
You were wearing that oh-so-sexy flannel shirt that made me want to chop more than just wood. Your beard was like a forest of dreams, and your carpenter's belt had me measuring more than just inches. I was the blushing babe.
Feet? I've got 2-footed dick. All right, cool. Kind of frightening.
I was the blushing babe struggling to lift a bag of concrete. Let's build something more than shelves together. Maybe a love shack? If you catch my drift, I don't know how you if you catch my drift, respond, and let's carve out a romantic masterpiece. And then for some reason, there's a construction sign emoji, a tree emoji, and 2 hearts emoji at the end of that.
If you're not familiar with innuendo in the least bit.
I want to measure your penis with a yardstick if you catch my drift.
It's gonna scare a guy away. Oh shit! She's got high expectations.
I want to measure things in yards, and I also want to chop more than wood.
Yeah, what is chop more than wood?
Cut my dick off? I don't know. Cool.
It's too fucking long. It's feet long.
I was struggling to lift a bag of concrete. Me too, lady.
I want to shorten your humongous penis using my meat cleaver. No back romance or no chance.
I think, if you're a sawdust on your boots type of guy, then you might be interested in someone who's lifting concrete or not lifting it as it should be. So I think they're definitely, and if this woman's coming in talking about wanting to measure your dick, right? Like that's pretty aggressive for that any guy is going to read that, especially with the guy with fucking sawdust on his boots.
Yeah.
Is going to read that.
And a sexy flannel shirt. Don't forget that.
Yeah, he's going to be all turned on. I think this is romance written all over it.
Geiger, you agree?
Well, this guy, all right, I will say this. A guy with sawdust on his boots.
Right.
Who has 50-odd footed dick.
Right.
Who has a flannel shirt. He sounds like the brawny paper towel guy. Is he really online on Craigslist, or is he just using his dick to beat off all the women away from his house? Like he sounds like a fucking stud, is what I'm saying. I don't know if he'd be on the internet. Now, the counterpoint to this, and Novak kind of touched on it a little bit, is that this is a woman offering to have sex with someone. And if we can be guaranteed, if guys are online and they meet a woman and they read an ad online for a woman willing to have sex with them, it's basically a done deal, I think. So she might not find that guy. She will definitely find a bunch of guys rushing out to the local Old Navy to buy a flannel shirt.
Everybody's just pouring sawdust all over their shoes. Sending pictures.
Yeah.
Look, I got the most sawdust on my shoes.
I think
my feet are buried in the wood chipper. Fuck me.
Look at my forest of dreams. Like cultivating a giant beard. I think that she will be successful.
Okay. All right. Last one here. NosyNeighbor.com. Fake next door post here. You have to decide if you want to live 1 to 10 houses away from this person. The subject is cul-de-sac culinary exchange club, and I again would like to remind you, ChatGPT does not do horny things. Here we go. Hey, neighbors. And then for some reason, there's an emoji of like a plate of pancakes. We're starting a culinary exchange club where we swap not just recipes, but also spouses.
Whoops.
For a night of, quote, cooking up New
Buried the
connections.
lead there.
Then it has a crying, laughing emoji, and then an emoji where there's like two arrows, like pointing in opposite directions, like swapping,
recycling symbol.
Yeah.
Wow.
Spice up your love life and kitchen skills simultaneously. Please RSVP with your favorite dish and marital status. Let's turn our cul-de-sac into a simmering pot of excitement. And then there's a fire emoji, a male chef emoji, and then a female chef emoji. Remember, it's all in good taste, both in the kitchen and, well, elsewhere. Winky emoji, hashtag culinary connection, hashtag spicy swaps, hashtag marital mix-up. Geiger.
ChatGPT needs to get fucking laid.
1 to 10 houses away from this cooking key party.
You're the one with your boots covered in flour.
I don't. So I'm making like a bouillabaisse while someone's like sucking my dick. Like I don't know. Like what was happening here?
Yeah, somebody else's spouse.
You're making a bouillabaisse while somebody's blowing your bass.
So I'm making a bouillabaisse while she's making an orgasm face. She's making I blew your face. That was better. Sorry, that was way better. I mean, no, I don't like. I enjoy cooking. I'll say that.
Yeah,
I like learning new recipes.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if I want to fuck my neighbors. It depends on if they're good looking. I mean, maybe if I have a lot of really hot neighbors, that could be my.
I mean, and they might make a really great plate of pasta.
Right. Right. Yeah. I'll be the guy in there like, it's a ham sandwich. What you want to go fuck? I don't know why I'm talking like I'm very turgid. Let's have sex. Oh, bowl of chips.
Hey, I brought some McDonald's. Now blow me.
Now blow me. That's what a key party is. Blow me. Oh, Jesus. Sir, we will get to that.
Let me partake of your McDonald's first, please.
Indubitably. I don't know. I want like 10 houses away. That's weird. I just thought that a cooking orgy is just fucking strange. And also that's a long night. Like you're getting all bloated from eating these big elaborate meals and then you got to go bang it out with the neighbor.
Maybe you fuck first. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Yeah. If you're fucking first, maybe 7 houses. I don't know. That'd be closer.
I think this could work.
Wow. Fucking first is worth 3 houses for you. All right. Okay.
Yeah,
I think this could work. I think you're going to be eating more than one type of taco. You're going to be stuffing more than just peppers.
What are the 2 types of tacos?
You're going to be eating lasagna. You're going to be eating lasagna while someone lays on you.
You're going to make French bread and you're going to French kiss.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And let me think of some other foods.
You're going to use a lot of butter and they're going to play with your butt.
You're going to add some butter and then you're going to sleep with a butterface.
You're going to make some focaccia and then fuck Asha, somebody named Asha.
Yeah, that's what you're going to do.
You're going to make a 1-pan meal and then you're going to do the 1-shot cold clock. It's an inside joke. I'm sorry. All right. You're gonna make a sloppy Joe.
Yeah.
And then have sloppy seconds. Yes. We got that.
You're gonna get some potato skins, and then you're gonna give some foreskins.
Give some foreskins? Take my foreskin and like it. What? So I assume it's with the rest of your dick, right?
scrolling through dishes.
You're gonna have a nice tuna casserole, and then give her the old tuna asshole.
What's the tuna asshole?
That's how they shit. I don't know.
You're gonna eat some rutabaga, and then show her your pubes later.
What? Is that part of it?
Show her
sexual about that.
Show her your lubega.
Okay. I'm gonna.
You're gonna show him your ratatouille, and show him your ratatouille. Ratatouille. Sorry.
You're gonna make mac and cheese. What rhymes with that?
Cack and cheese.
And then she's gonna say, "Fack me, please."
All right. 4 houses.
Okay, great. That was Chat YTD.
All right. Chicken and waffles. We've got this Hammond bar. Now, a Hammond bar was once a champion.
Yeah, one of our
On this
top
very
snacks
stage.
of the year one year. A couple years
It
ago.
was not the Hammond chicken and waffles bar, which is what we are eating now. Seems like a stretch for a candy bar, but we'll see how they do it. It is basically like a flat bar Hershey bar style. And when you see it, it looks like just solid chocolate. You can't see any add-ins from the side. You guys sense any chicken or waffle?
I was wondering how they would do this, and I assumed it would just be kind of salty to represent like the fried part of the chicken.
So yeah, I guess it says there's supposed to be maple syrup.
I think I got a thigh.
Mm.
We're gonna cook a chicken thigh and then play with your thighs.
That's the best one yet.
Nailed it.
You're gonna eat chicken and waffles, and then put your dick on her toffles. No.
Dick or what now?
The fuck's a toffle?
Hey, Toffle Heavy. We're going to play with your chicken and waffles, and then I'm going to do you something awful.
All right. So this doesn't taste like chicken and waffles, as you might imagine. A chocolate candy bar not being able to necessarily do.
Mm-hmm.
It maybe does taste a little mapley. And there is like a tiny bit of, I don't think it's spice, but like a flavoring of some kind, like a seasoning they've put in there, like that you might taste on the chicken. It's just a little confusing. I don't see where chicken and waffles comes into play. There's no chance. I mean, I could eat, for me to guess this flavor, I could be here for a week before I'd say chicken and waffles.
Exactly.
I don't know where to go with this, other than to say indifferent. It just is like an interesting tasting piece of chocolate. I wouldn't go back to it. I think almost every Hammond bar we've had has tasted better than this one. I can't give it that much credit. I wonder if I even want to go dislike it for that. But no, it's not offensive in any way. I'm going to stick with an indifferent to that. This is going to be anyone's game here. Gagger, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. This is not chicken and waffles, which, again, how could it be, right? Like, what about this? I don't know how you replicate a piece of chicken in a candy bar other than make it like, I thought maybe there would be little fried bits of like breading or something in there. I don't, whatever. I don't taste much syrup. It tastes a little, there's something sweet in addition to the chocolate. And I don't, like, there's not even bits of waffle in here or anything. It's a chocolate bar with like weird flavorings in it, but I don't really know what it is. Like, it doesn't taste bad. And the chocolate's well made. All these Hammond's bars, I think the chocolate itself is good.
Yeah.
I guess I'll give it an indifferent. I don't dislike the flavor. I I feel like saying like that would be kind of unfair because it doesn't do what it says it's supposed to do. And that's give you chicken and waffles flavoring in a candy bar. So yeah, just kind of down the road for me. It's okay.
Okay. So we are on the precipice of a 3-way tie if Chad feels the same way we did about this. But if he gives it a positive rating, it's going to win. And if he gives it a negative rating, it's going to be out of the running. Chad.
It's the new year, and in the new year, I want to be thankful for everything positive that I have in my life, and one of those things I really want to be thankful for right now is to you guys for saying what needed to be said. It is like Geiger said, it's good chocolate, but then like Novak said, there's no chicken and waffle flavor there at all. You get this like weird spice that is maybe a little peppery or something, 7 herbs and spices kind of thing or whatever it's supposed to be, right? Like, and that's just weird with the chocolate. It advertises maple on the packaging, and I love maple, right? Like that is one of my many brands is maple. It's one of my favorite flavors, and I am barely detecting that. I mean, it's like the tiniest bit. Like you put maple on this, I want it cranked up, right? And I think the bar like ultimately doesn't work. It's a gimmick bar, but like they didn't even do the gimmick right. Maybe if they did the gimmick right, it would have been fucking nasty. It would have been spitting it out, but like at least that would have been something. Instead, it's just like this nothing bar. I want to give it a dislike that, but like the chocolate is really good chocolate, right? Like Hammond's makes good chocolate. So for that reason, I'm going to stick it in an indifferent to that, just like you guys. So we have a 3-way tie.
3-way tie. What's the breakable on this with our ratings?
So let's see. Geiger likes the dark chocolate the best. I like the Stroop waffle the best. Novak, you have to decide whether you like the chicken and waffles or the dark chocolate better.
It's got to be the dark chocolate.
Okay.
Just out of default. I would rather have that again. So, in overtime, Bixby for the win. But all of these very middling snacks here today.
Bixby with the beaten buzzer shot there.
Yeah. Gonna make some yams. I'm gonna look at your beautiful gams. Old people are also invited.
Your gams. Look at the yabos on that one.
All right, Skagger. Where can the listeners send us their ankle photos?
I'm going to vote for Eisenhower and then climb into your wonderful tower. You can, if you have an old-timey pickup line or any really food-related pickup line or any pickup lines, period. I'm tired of doing the segment, any research, just send it to me now.
I'm going to park my Model T and then explore your V.
If you are an expert in AI technology and can understand why our algorithm has gotten so incel horny, we can't figure out why, let us know. And if you have ever done flash mobs at a corporate event, please reevaluate your life. It's not a good look. Stop doing it. No one likes them. Not one person ever in the history of time ever did it.
We're going to cook some duck, and then I'm going to cuck.
Then I'm gonna cuck. Cuck a verb. Cuck as a verb in that scenario. You can let us know at if you want to actually if you want to let us know what you think
cross
about
the Delaware and then show you my pubic hair.
You guys are real big on just showing someone your pubic hair as a sexual act. There it is. Nice and
George
fuzzy.
Washington. That was not me.
We're gonna die of dysentery and then do missionary.
I'm going to show you the Oregon Trail, and then we are going to rail each other.
And then my treasure trail. You show the Oregon Trail, then the treasure trail.
That's fair. It's an extension of pubes.
All right, what's the email address?
Oh, now you're rushing me into it? I'm sorry. I'm
We
sorry.
will battle at Little Bighorn, and then we will fuck till morn.
I will listen to the Gettysburg Address, and then I will remove your dress. That's right. I rhymed dress with dress. If you want to listen to...
We're going to complete the Louisiana Purchase, and then I will put you on 4 legs. I don't know what that means. That doesn't make
What?
sense. I didn't have anything. Go ahead. Keep going.
54-40 a fight. Please don't
It's
bite.
going to be a big bang, and then we're going to bang.
I'm going to meet Pontius Pilate, and then I'm going to watch you defile it. What the fuck are we talking? Okay. If you want to tell us what you think of our snacks, if you want to suggest a snack for us to rate, if you want to ask a question for the mailbag, you can get a hold of us at youtrydat@gmail.com. We're on YouTube, we're on Instagram. We have a Facebook group called You Tried Dat. We're on Twitter /X, hashtag You Tried Dat. If your friends and family would love to listen, or you think they'd be amenable to the subject matter, please let them know about it. And if you do enjoy the podcast, we'd love if you could leave us a review and a like or whatever we're on whatever social media platform you see us on. And as always, thanks inexplicably for listening. And also thanks again to Becky for providing us the snacks and then listening to us make terrible sex jokes for the next 45 minutes.
Gonna land on the moon.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get some poon. You know, we had an entire episode about the poon landings.
We're gonna defend the Alamo. And then I'm gonna go date a hoe. No? Did we just find the line? No, you're gonna do that?
Trying to think of something that rhymes with Pangea. And then I'll show you my Mangea. But that's
the old Mangea.
Look at my beautiful bush. I call it Mangea.
What's when we push all of our pubes together to create one plate of pubes? Pubegea.
Oh, this got out of control. And that'll do it for this time. We'll be back next time. Trying out 3 brand new things.
Deuces.